following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
This week on the Defy Life Podcast, the guys discuss some NFL Week 9 action and preview Week 10. They also answer a listener question and, as always, wrap things up with a round of trivia. All that and more. On to the show. Welcome to the Defy Life Podcast, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. This episode is sponsored by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. This is episode 207. Y'all come on in, wipe your feet, close the door behind you. I'm your host, J.R. Glymph, joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Alvin Glymph. Thomas Stevens, what's good with you, Al?
Nothing, man. What's going on, fellas? Good to be here. So, looking forward to the conversation, having a good time, chopping it up with you fellas.
No doubt. Let's do it. Pooh, what's good?
Nothing, man. Ready to get in with you guys and get out, have a great time, and do it all over again, man.
All right. Yep. Yeah, man. As always, want to give a shout out to our patrons. Thank y'all for supporting the network. If you want to support the network yourself, please visit patreon.com/Go Defy Life, and you can become a supporter of the Defy Life Podcast Network. There are all kind of perks. You can become a guest on the show if you want. You can challenge us to a mini episode. You get free gear, all that kind of stuff, man. So check us out at Patreon. And you get exclusive content as well. Also, if you want to check out our written content, check us out at godefylife.com. All kind of stuff out there for your reading pleasure. From fashion to sports to fantasy, all kind of stuff, man. You can also check out our branded apparel, at defylifegear.com to go ahead and get your fall and winter apparel set up. Shout out to Hollywood Paul. Shout out to Neek LaBelle for rocking the hoodies this week on Instagram, pulling them out for the fall. So go check us out. Yeah. And then lastly, you can find us at defylifepods.com and all of our other podcasts on the network, as well as your favorite podcast platform for the free 99. Y'all know where we at. Go get us. Al, did I cover everything?
Right on point, sir. Good job. Really good job.
No doubt. Y'all. I really want to. I'm going to get this out the way because Al, I was going to do. I don't want to just throw you in the middle of the show. So I want to go and get your baseball roundup. It's truly a roundup because the baseball season is over, and
it is over.
The Atlanta Braves are World Series champions. So just kind of want to get your insight on, you are in Atlanta. Just kind of want to get your insight on how the city's feeling and, how it is that the Braves are the world champions first time since 1995.
1995. So yeah, real quick, man, it was definitely a live few days after the Braves officially took the World Series. Definitely a lot of energy. The parade, from what I heard, was off the chain. People really had a good time down there. And I think I saw some signs, party like it's 1995. Like people enjoying it and getting it in, and a lot of Braves colors, hats. People was rocking. You know how people jumped on the bandwagon that last month or so. But all in all, man, you look at the Braves. Coming into a new stadium in the last few years, this is exactly what you want as a franchise, to have a team that's really peaked a year or two before they really expected them to. in this brand new facility, new stadium that people love, to get a world championship in your first few years, that's how you pay for that stadium right there. So, congratulations to the Braves. Like I said, I'm not a fan, but I did have to accept that I do hate the Astros more than the Braves, and kind of appreciated it when they got eliminated, those cheating Astros.
No
So,
doubt.
other than that, man, it's off season. If you're looking at the Braves, the way they played this year, if things went right, you could see them making a long run again. So, because they actually had some injuries that those players will be coming back this season, so they might even be a little better this year. So,
No doubt.
good luck to the Braves.
Absolutely. Yeah, and shout out to Keon, man. So, we always say at least I do, and I'm sure y'all agree. I feel like every fan should experience at least once to experience the feeling of having their team win a world championship, whatever sport it is. And Keon let me know that he was out there at the Brave Stadium when they were playing on the big screen for away game. And it's the first time that any team he's ever rooted for on professional level has won a championship.
Wow.
He was not a baseball fan in '95. It was before he moved to Atlanta, so he didn't want to count that because he wasn't rooting for the Braves. He wasn't rooting for the Braves.
Right.
So yeah, Falcons have never won, Hawks has never won, and Braves since he's been his first time. So shout out to Keon, man, and anybody else who's experiencing that feeling for the first time.
It is a beautiful thing that some of us take for granted. And because of that, the way I look at it, I really do appreciate watching other people get excited. And unless it's a team that I just really despise, that we're a rivalry or something like that, I really can enjoy seeing other people get into it and get hyped when their team is winning. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Keon.
Yeah, man. So yeah, and shout out to Atlanta, shout out to the Braves. So, and shout out to you, Al, for your roundups, keeping us updated when we call on you, man. Appreciate that.
No problem. We're going a little hiatus now. The meetings as people are preparing for the trades and off season and free agency is what's happening now. But before you know it, spring training will be starting in February because baseball is a long season. So
long, right?
We'll be back.
Word. Well, the NFL season is not quite as long as baseball season. We already in week 10. But like every week, I'm gonna ask y'all, man. Pooh, what do you know after week 9? And I'll hang up and listen because I'm sure you got it for me.
What do I know? Oh man, and of course I got to talk about my own team, but I'm glad. Well, I know that it was a godsend to take the play calling duties away from Matt Nagy. That's what I know. I know. That's what I know. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Al, what do you know from week 9?
What do I know? Well, first, let me just leave with the worst part. The Cowboys played terrible. Like, it was just one of the worst games I have seen in terms of overall execution in a long time. There was people dropping passes, missing tackles. Man, Dak was off on several deep passes. The defense, which was getting a lot of pub because people were making plays and we were doing well, shutting teams down. Man, they ran the ball down our throat. Man, it was not fun to watch. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they adjust because the NFL people watch tape, watch film. So once they have seen the recipe they're gonna try to bring it back at you. So hopefully they will respond and make the adjustments they need and come with a better effort against the Falcons. Because it was funny because that day I was watching somebody, I think it was Matt Hasselback, who when people was shouting out the Cowboys, he was like, right now, before I give them like this is a team to beat status, let's see how they deal with success. And they're coming off a great week. Let's see how they deal with success. And I just looked at him and took note like, yeah, that's a good point. And wow, they got whopped. So it's they play the Falcons this week. So we'll see how they rebound.
Yeah, and I always say, man, if you follow, play, or coach this game long enough, that's just gonna happen to you. You're gonna have a game like that. Everybody lays an egg every now and then, and not excusing them, but it happens. And sometimes we all know as athletes, as former athletes, that sometimes you show up to practice, sometimes you show up to a game, you have no legs, nothing goes right, you just can't get with it.
Right.
And it just looks like that's what happened to the Cowboys. Now, if it happens 3 out of 4 weeks, then you get concerned. But this one, you watch that, you might not even watch that film. You move on and don't let it beat you twice.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
I still think that's a very good team. And what I think the football character of that team is a lot better than a lot of Cowboys teams we've seen in the past. So,
Well, one of the things I've been saying all season is that in many ways this team looks different to me. And so to your point, yeah, games like this happen to all teams every season. But the question is, how do you respond? And in the past, I think you could have expected a 2-3 game losing streak happen because they can't get right. And so if they are different from what I've seen in the past, then we will see on Sunday, and they'll play a lot better against the Falcons.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah.
The other thing I know, man, the Jets got terrible luck, man. Mike White, aka White Mike, came out second game, was looking just as good as he did the first game, and then he got hurt. Then he can't feel his fingers. And on a pass, he just makes a throw and it's like, yo, my hand is broke. And the whole team just kind of caved in after that, man. So they just got terrible luck. It's really hard being a Jets fan. So shout out to all my Jets fans. I got, it takes a lot of heart to, we talk about to shout out to the people like Keon who haven't seen a team win a championship. A lot of those fans are people who've been suffering and struggling, and their teams unsucked. So that's the story for most Jet fans that is that they haven't seen their team win a championship. So
no doubt. Well, yeah, man. One thing I know from Week 9 in the NFL, and we all knew this coming in, but occasionally it rears its ugly head and just confirms it every now and then. NFL officiating is at an all-time low.
Yes.
It is horrible, especially considering that it is the biggest, most successful sports league in the world. And this is what we got for officiating. It's terrible, man. And, Pooh, I know you're trying to move on, but that was a horrible game.
Hey, I appreciate the compassion you show for your brother.
Man, look, I'm never one to say to include officiating in the outcome of a game, so I won't do it here.
Right.
But I'm hearing this echo.
You hearing it?
Yeah. But so I won't say, because I always say, just like I tell my players, unless you play the perfect game, don't blame the officials for your loss. It's something you could have done better. But you have to acknowledge, just like when players have a bad game or make a bad play, officials are humans too. They gonna make mistakes, and they got to get better. And so it was both sides. And I will say, the most like visible ones and egregious ones and getting the most pub are the ones that went against Chicago in that Pittsburgh Chicago game. The one that I don't see what's all the uproar is about is the taunting call, because it's a bad rule, but it's the rule. Now if you can't taunt one dude looking in his face and jumping in his face, what makes you think you can do 5 karate kicks and then walk over to the whole damn sideline and stare down the team like that? Just like, so you got to be smart in those situations where if it's a stupid rule that now has, like a spotlight on it because they've been spotlighting it all year, and they said it's going to be emphasis on that rule. When you know that, you got to be smart in the moment, regardless of how stupid that rule is. Remember we were talking about the offensive pass, the pass interference penalty a few years ago when they put an emphasis on that. Stuff like that. When they put an emphasis on touchdown celebrations, you had to be smart in that moment as well. So every now and then they put emphasis on rules. You just got to be smart about it, regardless of how stupid or how minute it may seem in the moment. You got to pay attention and be smart. But it was, it's a pretty bad game by the officials. From possessions on passes to missing holding calls, late hit on Justin Fields. That was horrible. The missed call. So that's what I know that I know. I'll die on this hill. NFL officiating is terrible.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, sir. I agree.
No doubt.
I agree. Before we move on, can we just have a moment of silence for the Raiders draft class of 2020?
Oh my God, yes. Okay, that's
Woof.
Oh man, yeah. I might go back and now I know you love data. I'm gonna go gather some data on the last 10 Raiders draft classes and just get some data together so we can look at this. But yeah, talk about it, man. Who else in that draft class?
I mean, you got Ruggs.
Mm-hmm.
You got Arnett.
Yeah.
So both of them are gone. I think the only person that stands from that class is the wide receiver, Brian Edwards.
Yeah. Go Gamecocks.
That's just one class. I mean, just one draft ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been asking people about Ruggs. Some of my Raider fans, I was kind of jigging them a little bit, asking them, even before he had the car accident. You think Ruggs is a bust? And not that he didn't make plays, but and when you're talking about drafting, and you look at, he was the receiver that was picked before CeeDee Lamb, Judy, Justin Jefferson,
Chase Claypool.
I'm just saying, son.
Right.
Like, it's hard to look at Ruggs like we got our money's worth to pick
Denzel
him that
Mims.
high, and all those people were picked after him. But when you now look at what has happened in this tragedy, it's even more of you got to look at that as just a terrible, unfortunate pick. So I just Mike Mayock, his claim to fame, he like picking some unorthodox picks and kind of going against the grain, and that only works when it works.
That's true. It's almost like when Isaiah Thomas was running the CBA, RIP to the CBA as well. When he said, "Hey, it's just so crazy it might work." Whenever you hear your leader say that shit, can start updating your resume, dog. So that's how Mayock kind of comes across. He is unorthodox, but one thing I will say about Mike Mayock is, because I used to suffer from this as well when I was really deep into the draft as a draft nit, but and not actually being in those rooms, you kind of think you kind of develop the sense that you're smarter than everybody. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know this, but nobody else know it. I'm gonna hold on. And Mike Mayock still holds on to that because you do so much research that you forget that when the bullets flying, it ain't your money that's about to be spent. So I think he's kind of seeing that kind of come to fruition right now, and it hurts to have 2 first-round picks gone in 2 years.
Like, wow. Good luck building a team that way.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see. And, we didn't really dig too deep into the Henry Ruggs thing because there was so much left to talk about. But we will jump back on that, man. I don't think he deserves or anybody deserves to just be thrown away and forgotten about. So we'll see how the Henry Ruggs situation develops. And as far as the Damon Arnett, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. He just, and not just that one incident. He just had some bad social media posts and making threatening lives over, making threats over social media, flashing guns, all kind of shit. So I don't know what it is about dudes get to the league and want to be thugs. Like, you a gangster now that you're a millionaire? I don't get it.
I didn't see it. I'm gonna check it out. I didn't see it.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's how you sum it up. It's pretty wild.
Probably concussion, man. Gotta be.
Hey.
Gotta be.
And it's gonna be interesting to see how many of these dudes got CTE once they retire, man.
Right.
Especially once they get to a point where you can test it on living individuals.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. But with so goodbye week 9. Season is officially halfway over. Yeah. And I know y'all hate him because y'all don't ever include him in nothing. But shout out to TJ Watt, who had 3 sacks last night and is second in the league, a half a sack behind Myles Garrett, and has played 2 less games than him. So maybe this year we can finally get TJ Watt in for Defensive Player of the Year. We only 3 years behind. So shout out to TJ.
Hey, and what's crazy about that? Like, we had a good game plan on him, and the rookie done well. But every time I looked around, TJ was everywhere. I was like, man, this guy got the game, man.
Yeah,
but was chipping him, hitting him. But like I said, the guy blocked well. But TJ is just that extraordinary. He's just he's different. He's different.
And you should be able to block well and I wasn't gonna say nothing because it was just one of the many egregious official errors. But you should be able to block pretty well when you're getting 2 kick steps advantage on every snap. That kid was jumping off sides on every play.
Hey, I didn't see the ones they didn't call.
I didn't see. I mean, I counted, and this is just after I noticed. Me and Lincoln counted 4.
Right.
4 of them where he had at least 2 kids. He was in the backfield before the ball was snapped. They just wasn't calling it. I don't know why they decided to keep calling it on the other side of the ball. Keep wanting to call it on Robert Quinn, but didn't want to call it on him.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was bananas. Yeah, but I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know.
So,
but I wasn't even mad about none of that. But the only one that I was kind of like really, really bent out of shape about is when they called a touchdown back, and they were saying that he wasn't outside the tight end box, nor did he even make contact.
That was terrible.
That was the one that drove me up the wall.
Yeah, that was like
because I think we ended up kicking a field goal or didn't score. Yeah, so
that in the words of my famous aunt Roberta, we need a rope, a tree to hang the referee. We need a bullet, a gun to shoot the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that chant.
Woo,
Classic.
Albert.
Hey, at live at the game, like you couldn't say that shit nowadays. But
no.
Hey, in the 90s, you could let that shit fly, and she would.
Right.
Really.
Man, all you hear is something happen in the basketball, and I'm talking about at the basketball game where everybody gonna hear it. All you hear is you see this short lady stand up, right? We need a rope, a tree to hang a referee. We need a bullet, a gun to shoot the other one.
No, Albert. No, not Albert.
Oh boy, yeah, man. You know I'm convinced I'm one of the greatest rappers alive, man.
Yo, this is the same woman who hates the Cowboys so much that a few Thanksgivings ago, she's in my living room, diehard Cowboy fan, doing chants and cheers because we losing. We getting blown out. I mean, 30, 40 point loss, and she just so excited. And I'm looking at her like, yo, Bert, you are in my house.
With a mouthful of your food. Like this.
Right. Your husband right there, he a big Cowboy fan too. You don't got nothing. I'm one of your favorite nephews. This how you gonna treat. Yep. Yep.
And I'm just in the corner loving it.
Killing me. So
yeah, man. Yeah. She's a good one.
Yeah, one of the best.
Oh man. So we move on to week 10. As usual, it's a good season, man, because, I don't think there's one team, usually there's, in the NFL, there's one team, it's them, and then it's everybody else. And it's been like that recently because of the Patriots' dominance, but I don't think anybody has a hold on even the teams with the best records of who anybody really is at this point. So this is still fun. Al, which game for week 10 is most intriguing for you?
And I gotta say, the Dallas Falcon game, man. Like at this point, the Falcons coming off a road win against New Orleans. They feeling good, even though they almost threw the game away, but they didn't. So ain't nobody remembering that. They just remembering they beat a rival. So they coming into the Cowboys thinking we suspect. And so again, I think they're gonna look at what worked. And the biggest difference, though, is Denver's running game was highly effective. And Falcons running with Cordell Patterson, man. No disrespect to that. No disrespect to that brother. He's a hell of an athlete. And, he needs his career has been phenomenal when you consider, the different positions and ways he's contributed to a team being successful. But he's still like that best running back. So that ain't the same running offense. So we'll see. That's my most intriguing game. See if we can shut down Atlanta and get back on the good foot.
Okay. All right, Pooh, what say you? What's your the most intriguing game for week 10?
Hey, well, first off, I want to say, man, Cordero's going to be a problem. I'm going to tell you that right now. Cordero's going to be a problem. But I want to go back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs and the Raiders, because the Raiders are trying to put their foot on the Chiefs, because I don't do they have a division win?
Who, the Chiefs?
Yeah, they got a division win, and I know they're at the bottom of their division. Maybe they beat the Broncos, but I know
they beat the Broncos.
Yeah, maybe they beat the Broncos, but they're. The Raiders are definitely trying to make a statement. This what, Sunday night, Monday night, one of the two.
No, Sunday night. Yeah.
So I'm definitely looking at that. That's probably my most intriguing matchup. But definitely, I want to say the Green Bay, and if Aaron Rodgers plays and Russell Wilson, I would love to see that game. But if both of those guys are out, I don't give a damn about watching it.
Yeah, I think Wilson's definitely back, and Aaron Rodgers, he'll be eligible to come back that day. So I don't know I don't know whether he has to test negative. I don't know, but but that's his day to come back eligible. I don't know.
It says the Chiefs are 0-1 in that division. Division. So, I guess they lost to the Chargers. I think that's what beat them.
Oh, yeah, I remember the Chargers beat them.
Okay. Yeah, the Chargers did beat them. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it Chiefs in trouble, man? It's just that simple.
No, they are. And it's crazy how, one day you're the golden boy, and then then it's like 4 weeks later, and all I hear is Pat Mahomes broken, and I'm like, damn.
Right. Yeah.
4 weeks later, he's broken.
Right.
Yeah, that's this league.
You know,
Ain't no joke.
but they're saying that he's not able because what teams are doing now, they're making them beat him, deep and dunk. However, they're changing the defense is right at the snap.
Yeah.
So they're saying he's not processing it, fast enough to do it after snap. So, that I guess I want to see his maturation process.
Yeah, and whenever a team is this drastically different than they've been before, it ain't just one thing usually. So it's that he's not playing well, he's not reading defenses well.
Right.
Teams are adjusting and making them adjust. They're not getting the big plays because teams are sitting those 2 safeties deep and making them go for 16 play drives instead of 6 play drives.
Right.
But also the offensive line is struggling.
Yeah.
Pass protection. They don't have a running game.
Right.
So, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It was the guys who were supposed to step up after the free agency losses haven't.
Right.
So, you're counting on DeMarcus Robinson becoming your next star or, McCole Hardman, those kind of guys.
Yeah.
After Sammy Watkins leaves, and they don't, then you just left with, Kelsey's not as explosive as he used to be.
Yeah, he's getting older.
Yeah. So, which still kills me that Kelsey and Gronk are the same age. I still can't believe that shit.
That's insane.
Right. But yeah, so it's just a lot of things that kind of happen all at the right or wrong time, depending on who you're a fan of. That's what the Chiefs are going through right now, and that's when you have to make adjustments as an organization, because now that you're paying Pat Mahomes $50 million a year, it ain't so easy to make all those adjustments and bring in players. Now you really gotta do your scouting and know what you're doing. So it's crazy.
Hey, check one quick question before we move on. Whenever OBJ signs with the Chiefs, is that gonna make a difference?
Yeah. I don't think.
Are they able to just sit back and put 2-3 guys on Cheetah and the rest of the guys on Kelsey, because they're playing Kelsey in and out, and they're playing the Cheetah in and out and over the top.
Right.
So with OBJ 1-on-1, it's just no way they can play the same defense.
Well, I don't know, because in 2 years. Well, I'm just saying. That too. I legitimately don't know, because in 2 years, what has OBJ had the opportunity, or what has he shown us that he can't be covered with a single man?
But I don't put, from what I see, OBJ's open. It's the back shoulders and all those things are there, and just missed throws. I personally think it's, like I told you before, I personally think it's Baker.
I think it's Baker too.
Really do.
But I don't know. I don't know until I see it, until he can, because even the last year or two in with the Giants, it was injuries, and you haven't seen him be that dude in almost 4 years.
I would rather him not go to Kansas City. I really would rather him go to a more experienced, different type of quarterback. My preference would really be Russell.
I don't want him there, man. I don't think you're gonna get the passes. You got what's the kid name? Metcalf gonna get his 8. What's the other kid name? Lockett gonna get his 8. They're gonna run the ball 22 times. I don't think he's gonna get a lot of targets out there. Either if he does, then that's gonna take away from Lockett. He's phenomenal. Metcalf's phenomenal. He's gonna slow them guys down. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I would probably, and I hate the.
How about Green Bay?
But see, I was just about to say, but Green Bay, but now I got to face that clown.
Right. That's why I don't want him in Kansas City. I don't want him in the AFC.
Hey Jay, I gotta face that clown.
But
you know,
and we don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be in Green Bay past this year.
that's true. So that's gonna be. I know he's not gonna.
And the more
Yeah,
you
he-
keep lying about the vaccine, look like he ain't. So we'll see.
Right.
What about the Raiders?
And
That's
that's
the
my
one.
that's my
Right.
dark horse.
Mm-hmm.
That's my dark horse.
I mean, I think that's a quarterback that
Yeah.
needs a number one receiver. The
Agreed.
the offense would easily function with him as the number one lead dog.
Agreed.
Quarterback is experienced enough, has the arm enough.
Agreed.
Even the organization is kind of open to different type of personalities.
Right.
Agreed. Agreed. I
And
agree with all that.
Vegas, the city itself, to me, is like an amazing match, like brand wise.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with all those things.
Yeah.
I agree with all those things.
And what's crazy is if we just talking football and what team needs maybe, the team that could probably use him the most and could probably be the best fit would be the Giants.
Yeah, but
They never
they
lie.
got a lot of wide receivers though.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just talking about just football, like without
No,
but
That's not injured though.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like we
Well,
just like
that's true.
right. Like, if we
But
just-
see, hey, maybe that's me talking like as a Cowboy fan. Like, dude, we got rid of that food.
Right.
Don't bring him back out. Don't bring him back out.
Right.
right.
No, you're right though, Jay. And I think that what the kid's name, the young kid, the quarterback, Jones. I think
Jones.
Jones will be solid with him. He'll get him the ball.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of teams. I think San Fran would be a good fit. Anytime I see Mohamed Sanu still somebody's number 2 receiver, you could probably use a receiver. I'm sorry, but Mohamed Sanu is way past his prime,
Number
and it
2
was
status.
right.
You doing Muhammad dirty, man. Hey, I'll take him out there. I like Dan, Mooney and Buddy, but I mean OBJ.
Right.
OBJ. I think he still has it, but I don't want to see him with the Patriots. I was reading that the Patriots trying to contact him and this, that, and the third, and I don't want to see him with the Patriots. I can't see why he would want to go play with. I just can't see that.
Well,
I think it's going to be interesting and say a lot about teams, say a lot about him, where he goes next, because he literally has an opportunity now to pick where he wants to go.
He get the pick of the litter. I can't see why he would go to the Patriots though. I
you
can't
know
see.
why you want to play with the quarterback, the young quarterback?
Yeah, I mean the young quarterback.
Well, speaking of which,
And
that's
they're not an aired out team, Jay. They're not an aired out team. I could see if it was Herbert or somebody that's gonna wing it.
Yeah,
I don't see
but that's actually funny because this is my intriguing game for Week 10 is the Browns and Patriots.
Okay.
One for that reason because New England's kind of close to being, and I'm not saying this year, but
No, they are.
If they're around, they're kind of close to being back and being
No,
that thorn in our sides
Right.
that we got used to.
Right. They're in every game. They're in every game.
They're in every game, and down to the being accused of being dirty and cheating every week again. Like they back, almost, but they on the way. But like, I don't know. Like Mac Jones looks good.
He does.
He may not be, he may not have, a hurlixer attached to his right shoulder. And he may not be Patrick Mahomes or Josh, what's his name in Buffalo, that kind of arm.
Oh,
Josh Allen.
It was Josh Allen, but shit, neither did Tom Brady.
That's true.
And I mean, think about, if they could run that offense and make Randy Moss have the best season of his career, why wouldn't OBJ want to be part of that?
I mean,
he may not catch 50-yard bombs every other play, but I think those days may be behind him anyway. He's one of the best route runners we got in the league. Yeah, he can thrive there. I don't want to see him there, of course, but
okay.
The football gods would frown upon me if he goes there.
Okay.
But But that's the reason that's my intriguing game is Cleveland. This is a game that can make or break their season. And two, this is another game for New England to make a case for being a legit contender again. And I think it goes a long way. We had the talks last year of, when Tom Brady went to Tampa, who was more responsible for their success? Was it Brady or Belichick? And Brady won a Super Bowl in year one, and those questions kind of went away. But I think it's still a question that can be asked, because of course, when you're starting over basically starting over with a new quarterback and a new system, it's going to take a few years for you to rebuild that. And if Belichick can get that team back on top within the next 2 years, whether Brady's retired or not, and win a couple championships, that kind of proves again that, it's highly debatable.
Yeah. Big game for Cleveland.
Cleveland, they're down to their third back again.
Oh, Nick's out again?
Nick got COVID.
Oh.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, well, now we're more
playing this weekend, or like he?
Is he what?
No, he can't play this weekend.
No, he can't play this weekend.
Yeah, because I remember at first they were hoping that it was a false positive, but it wasn't. So yeah, he's out this weekend.
But Dearness is a beast, though. The third string back, he's a great back. He's a really, really good back. The third string guy, but the Patriots D was gonna be tough anyway. But but I think Nick probably the best back in the league, pure running back. So I just think he'll look good against anyone. But
right.
But Dearness, like I said, he's a really, really good back. But the Patriots D stifling. I don't know if he's that good, yet.
Yeah, and when they're on, Cleveland's offensive line is maybe the best in the league. So just good matchups all around, man. So and it's AFC. Starts getting close to playoff determination time, and it's a good AFC matchup that kind of affects my Steelers. So just intriguing to me. So really quick before we move on to our listener question, we are 2 weeks deep into the NBA. What's one thing that has made an impression on you, Al, either negatively or positively, from this short NBA season so far?
I think one of the things that has made an impression on me is that these games, these games don't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they, but it just the NBA looks so different by April, May come around. Once the end of the season, after the All-Star game and into the end of the season and then playoffs, it's just teams look so different from what they do now. So it's a thing of it's kind of like the first week of the NFL. Don't get too caught up in, making a lot of predictions or just relax and just allow people to play themselves into shape and figure it out and get the rotations right and learn people's strengths and trades and injuries. A lot of things that happen between now and the end of the season. So it's good to watch, good to be back watching a little basketball. But when it comes to the big picture, it just doesn't mean much.
No doubt. Pooh, what's anything jumped out at you so far?
Yeah, man. I think
big win last night, of course.
Man, I just want to go back and I want to just go to the other end of the spectrum. I think the Bulls are really, these games are helping us build confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And a confident team is a scary team. Not saying we're gonna win a ship or anything, but I think we're gonna have a pretty special season. We're really gaining confidence, and we're seeing that we can play with anybody almost. We can play with them. So and like I said, I think a confident team is a scary team, and I want to pivot and go to Philly. I think Philly may be better without Ben Simmons.
Mm.
I think if they can get something, definitely good for them, I think they ought to take it. Because right now they don't have. So I watched them play. They don't have anyone on their team that can't score the basketball from all over the court.
Right.
Like they have shoes all over the court. We're rotating. We rotated 6 times and the 7th guy hit a shot. And they so it's like everyone on the basketball court for them can shoot the ball.
Right.
They could take 2 dribbles, pull up, nothing but net. Hands in their face, guys draped on them, hit the 3. Like they're really, really diverse without Ben. No knock on Ben though.
Yeah,
tremendous player.
Yeah,
but
they're
he's
different
not
kind of
that.
team, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's my concern. It's like Al just mentioned, when teams start to look different, or just the need for teams to look different come playoff time, how effective will that be when you kind of need that, like that defensive ability of Ben Simmons come playoff time and that size, and you really need Seth Curry's spark of scoring off the bench. But you're right. Like right now, they are potent because they can score from anywhere. So I think the most important question in the entire league right now: does anybody like Michael Jordan? Even Scottie Pippen don't like Michael Jordan no more.
Who does?
I'm saying outside of his fans from the '90s. Nobody likes that guy.
Pippen, man, I can't even go with what nothing Pip say. Like he's such a shift changer, man. He's just holding this grudge, and I don't get Pippen, man. I don't get it. I mean, if you feel a certain way, don't come out like you feel another way, then another way, then you back to feeling this way. I mean, I don't know, man. Pip's so emotional. It seems like, man, he just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get Pip. I don't get him.
I think he's human. He has a right to change his mind and be emotional, like we all do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I do, man. I do, but I do. I mean, but
he just shouldn't say nothing because it's against Mike, right?
Nah. I mean, but say what you feel, don't. I mean, say
That's what
you
he's
feel.
doing.
But we come back to you a year later, and then now it's this way, and then Mike's a great Mike. This Mike, that. I never put anybody over. And then we come back to you a year later, and it's totally different. Yeah, he shit on us, and this is what he did. The Last Dance was all about Mike. I mean, I don't get Pip, man. Damn Pip, man. I don't like Pip.
Damn. Damn.
So, a couple things he said to me made sense, though, right? Leaving emotion out of it. Him saying that Michael included, everything about Pip being selfish when he held out had nothing to do with The Last Dance because Michael wasn't there. Right? And that was so Michael had walked away from the game at that point when he was out for the year to the 2 years. And so that had nothing to do with Michael. Why did he even focus on that when he wasn't even part of the organization at that point? And 2, Michael never included anything about games where Pippen had a bad back and fought through those games and struggled and fought with you, but you had so much to say about his migraine game. And you had so much to say about your flu game. It's always these things that make Michael look good. And I get it. Like, looking when Pippen mentions it, he's and I'm not even sure if it was Michael saying, man, we got to go make Pippen look bad. I don't think he did that. I just think it's Michael Jordan's way of always making sure he looks like the hero.
Right. Galen.
Right. And that's, we all know Michael. It's going to be about, if Michael's involved, it's going to be about him.
Yeah.
You know that. So I get Pip's beef with that because you can't say that I'm wavering in my emotions about you but you ain't even supporting me and acknowledging. I don't think Pippen's asking anybody to say, hey, Scottie Pippen was just as great as Michael Jordan was. I don't think he's asking for that. I think what he's asking for is, damn it, man, like, everybody ain't just coming to see you. Like, why it always got to be something to make you look great? Or you can't even be vulnerable enough to say, you know what? That dude saved my ass a couple times. Like, you can't even say that. And I get it.
But
like,
I thought he did. I thought he did, though. He was like, I wouldn't have did this and I wouldn't have did that, and I really needed Sky. Like, I recall him saying that.
Right,
I'm gonna go
back. But it was always that's why I needed him in this moment, because I can. You get what I'm saying? Like, I needed him when the migraine games. Like, it's always a side, like a backhanded compliment when Michael has to compliment somebody else. And I get it, like, it's just Mike. You know, it's his ego is what made him who he is. I get that. But I also get Pippen's beef with, damn, you can't just say, like I always say about people who argue about Tupac and Biggie. Like, they can't both be great and just say shut the fuck up. Like, why we got to put one down in order to make the other one look good? You get what I'm saying? So I get where Pippen's coming from. Like, dude, why can't you just acknowledge my greatness without the next sentence being a backhanded compliment at me?
I don't know, man. I maybe I'm seeing it one way, but I thought he was acknowledging Pip. I thought he acknowledged, that he was the best player he ever played with. I thought he acknowledged I thought he did, but maybe I'm just seeing it that way because, like you guys say, I'm a micer,
And I mean, who else was gonna be the best player he played with?
I'm just saying. He played. What you mean? He played on the Dream Team and all of that.
Oh, I thought he meant like played with on the Bulls.
It's like he's the best player I ever played with. So
he got to just be talking about.
Yeah, ain't no damn way.
For me, I'm thinking about all the teams that he's ever been on. That's what I'm thinking. When you say he's the best player that I ever played with, that's the context I'm seeing it in.
I don't know. I've heard that question asked, and I always assume it's who my teammate, not just the guys I happen to play with for 2 months or 2 weeks during the summer one time. Because I don't know. Either way, shout out to Pip. And I'm torn because I'm not a Michael Jordan fan. Scottie Pippen's one of my most overrated players of all time. So fuck the Bulls, fuck all of them. But but I get it. So I have no dog in this fight. But I have also been in situations where people want all the credit, and I'm a big proponent of we can accomplish anything if nobody cares who gets the credit. And I feel like Pip is asking for that. And sometimes people look at you crazy when you demand respect. So I get it. But also I've been in situations where I've been the best in the room, whatever we're doing. And it's easy to become an asshole in those moments. So I get it from Michael's perspective as well. So,
hey, well said.
Yeah.
Well
said. What up? And when Pip says the only reason Mike came out with The Last Dance is because he wanted to remind everybody he's still better than LeBron and to get a better, because he felt like nobody was talking about him no more. Shout out to you, Pip. That's where you get the edge with me. So salute to my Scottie Pip.
Hey.
Pip's an asshole.
Oh man! Wow. Oh man. On to our listener question. Scotty from Chicago wants to know, Pooh. Nah, I'm just playing.
Go ahead.
Oh man. So George from Norfolk, Virginia. Hello, question, George. So I saw this question and I jumped all over it. So Al, you first. George wants to know, what is the craziest crime that an athlete has gotten away with? Like, we know they did it. They got caught. It's documented, and they went scot-free. Can you think of anyone?
So, Greg Hardy, like that, what he was being accused of, kind of came to mind initially, but then I also remember, wasn't it? I can't remember the guy's name, but wasn't there a story where somebody, maybe I think he played for the Rams, but like was in a car accident and
Leonard Little.
like Leonard Little, and kept playing.
What?
Didn't miss a game. Kind of along the Henry Ruggs there, except he wasn't speeding, and it was but it was a DUI, and he got in an accident, and somebody died, and it was in the off season though, and he didn't miss a game.
Yeah.
That's the one that came. That's the one I'm listed. Leonard Little.
Yeah. Wow, forgot about that one. Okay. Damn good one. And pretty apropos at this time. Boo. What about you? Anybody you could think of, any athletes that got away with some cold-blooded shit?
Mine along the same line. It was Dante Stallworth. Remember? I think he missed like 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
It wasn't 2 games, or was it 1 game? Like maybe 2 or 3 games.
Might have been a game and a bye week. Yeah, it was something crazy.
Yeah, but I think he was in an accident that killed someone, right? Or something like that. Pedestrian or something wild.
Yeah.
I need to go ahead and read it and rekindle that. Maybe we'll post it on the Fire Life joint. Maybe we can find an article.
Yeah.
Put it on the IG page. But yeah, it was something wicked like that.
It's crazy. Yeah, I remember that. Dante Stallworth. Yeah, and I think the only and I do remember both of those with Dante Stallworth and Leonard Little, that they were both very contrite. Like, I mean, they were very apologetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do not know what, I don't know what if we've even seen anything from Ruggs, but it's a different time. Like, to actually see that car speed down the road at 156 miles an hour for Ruggs. And and he also killed a dog. The lady's dog died in the car with her, and we know we don't play with killing dogs, man.
Peter.
Right.
And at the point, but they showed it was TMZ, man, and of course, the videos, the camera phones are always rolling, and he was on the ground, and someone was consoling him, man, and he was like, "Man, I'm so sorry, I can't believe I did this," and he was just crying and sobbing, uncontrollable. So you did see that the raw emotion, of it, and how sorry he was. Then somebody just walked up to him out the blue and just gave him a hug. Of course, they were just trying to get close to the situation. It was then they had a camera phone in their hand, walking up, and then they were like, "There's someone in the car," and then Ruggs was like, "Yeah, she's still in there," and the car was on, engulfed in flame, and that was tough, man. That was tough. Tough.
Whew. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna be me, I guess, and bring this to I'm gonna take this left, I guess. This is the only thing I thought of. I forgot about those two, but mine is just also creep shit, man. And it amazes me that nobody talks about this from one of the best NBA players in history, Karl Malone. Everybody know what I'm about to say?
What, with a 13-year-old girl or something like that?
Yeah, it's Karl Malone, 20 years old.
Yeah.
Gets a 12-year-old girl pregnant.
Yeah. What?
Right. In his hometown.
Yeah.
Gets a 12-year-old girl pregnant with twins. She ends up, telling her parents, and it was consensual, as consensual as you can get from a 12-year-old.
Right.
And her parents decided not to press charges because they knew that he was going to become a successful NBA player, and that he'd be able to take care of them financially. So they let it go. The daughter, the twins. One of the daughter goes on to play at Louisiana Tech.
Yeah.
And the son goes on to become an NFL player briefly. And nothing ever came. Went scot free. Nobody ever talks about it. There's not a scratch on his name.
Right.
But Karl Malone is a documented, high-profile pedophile, and nobody ever talks about it.
No, you're right. Not a blemish on his name. Not a black eye.
Nothing. Even I bet if they did a Karl Malone a basketball life, they probably might not even mention. If they didn't mention it, it probably wouldn't be too many people that notice. Like it's not a part of his story. Like
wow.
Like
Yeah,
imagine
that's
if
crazy.
right. Like imagine if dudes don't really go to college no more for basketball, but
It came out LaMelo Ball.
right, like LaMelo Ball got a 12-year-old girl pregnant. Like
Yeah.
yeah. How crazy is that?
That's
I mean,
crazy.
but times are different. You
Right.
know, it's just
Right.
that also what this speaks to is that
Mm-hmm.
you're talking 30 some odd years ago, 40. However, I don't know how old Brother Man is, but it's it's just a different time, and yeah, it's just
Yeah.
different world.
Yeah. So
But yeah, LaMelo Ball would get crucified.
oh my God. He wouldn't be in the league.
tar and feather.
Yeah. Yeah, his whole family. They kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just, that's the first one I thought about because I just never, it just bewilders me that it's never brought up when people talk about Karl Malone. And dude is the second all-time leading scorer in the NBA. It ain't like, it ain't like he Otis Thorpe, as good as Otis Thorpe was. But, yeah. But yeah,
He's somewhere right now just praying nobody brings that up.
man. Like,
Because you know what? I'm gonna stay out the limelight because I don't want Scottie Pippen to write a book about me.
exactly. This is that dude like, John Stockton. John Stockton gonna be on the radio like, man,
Right.
I don't never get the love that Karl Malone get. Let me tell you something about Karl. Let me tell you why they call him the mailman? Let me tell you what he delivered.
Go ahead.
Yo, Carl be like, yo, I'm gonna go see this dude in the street.
Right.
And then what's ironic about that, because you said that they figured that he would be able to take care of him. He said he did nothing for him.
Nothing.
He wasn't in their life. He didn't. The girl was starring at Tech. He never went and watched her play.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't watch her until she like a second, third year in the WNBA.
Right.
Oh, that's terrible.
Like he wouldn't even acknowledge him. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like no one even knew. It was Karl Malone's daughter.
They
Yeah.
didn't until the story came out, and then they, people started,
Right.
looking at him. Right, start digging, and it was one of those things where, like, even if you hear the story, once you see him, you're like, oh, there ain't no way he can deny these kids. They look just like
Right. It looked just like him. Right.
him. So, and it also goes not only the times changing, but that also says a lot about, like, and I hate to say this, but it says a lot about life in the South in those days.
Mm-hmm.
With people holding on to things and not want to talk about things and get out because it might hurt the family.
Right.
Like it's and in black communities too. So.
Right. Definitely.
Oh, I got my share of those stories on my mother's side of the family.
Right. Like so. Just that's and and you're right. Just the times change. You're just like, ew, that's nasty. But there's nothing that we haven't heard from, like, when tea starts spilling at family events. But shout out to Karl Malone for being a true to life creep.
Yeah, man. Hey, that just showed a lot of me of his character, man. But even just not to even show up for the kids and do anything for the kids and claim the kids.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he'd already. I mean, it's a difference between being wrong and doing wrong. So he did it all wrong, man. He first got the kid pregnant, then never did shit, and freaking millionaire, and the kid was struggling and all that. He did nothing.
Right. Then what folks saying. Then he married a white lady and forgot about his own kids.
Forgot about his own kids, man. That's just some, like you said, man. That's just some real. That's a real creep, man.
Yeah, Carl, man. Carl, you get creep number one status.
Yeah.
At least for a week around here.
Right.
So yeah, we're gonna
For a
cancel
week.
your interview,
For a
Carl
week.
Malone. Yeah, we're gonna cancel your interview. We don't want to talk to you over here. So don't even ask us to interview you.
Nah. Right.
Oh man, George, man, appreciate the question. George,
Yeah, great question.
As y'all say it in VA, Norfolk, George from Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah, man, y'all keep shooting these questions. We have fun with these. We appreciate them. If you do want to hit us up and hit us up on social media on all platforms at Go Defy Life, or you can email us at info@godefylife.com. So yeah, Pooh, you ready for some trivia?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, since I got shafted last week, I guess Al go first.
Hey, I'm going truly old school, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going most recent, to the latest. I mean, to the most recent back, and I'm only going back 15. Hold on, boom, boom. Yeah, 15, 16 years, right? And it's NBA and NFL, okay? And I'm going to name the winner of the finals, and you have to tell me who's the loser.
Okay.
Shit, I suck with losers.
Right. Like, okay.
Hey, they never get the pub.
Never.
They never get the pub.
Shit,
So
I lost last week and I barely remember that shit.
hey, it's true. So that's what we're gonna do, old school, like I said, and you have to get yours correct to actually boot the person off. So he's alive if you miss yours.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
So, all right, Al, go first. NBA or NFL, and I'm gonna go down the line.
NFL.
NFL. Okay. Let me pull it up. All right, Super Bowl 55, February 7th, 2000. Uh-oh, wrong one. They haven't been played yet. Oh, wow. I did something idiotic. Hold on, gentlemen. I have the dates. I don't have any teams. Yeah, that sucks.
We'll fill in the blank for you.
No, I got it. I found it.
Al just
The
makes
Jets.
right.
No, I found it. There's
Call
no team
Malone.
there. Okay, here we go. All right, Super Bowl 55, February 7th, 2021. I don't know why it's 21. Okay, Raymond James Stadium, Tampa, Florida. The winner, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who did they defeat, Al?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
The Kansas City Chiefs. Jay. NBA, NFL.
NFL.
NFL. Okay. Super Bowl 54, February 2nd, 2020. Hard Rock Stadium, Miami. Kansas City Chiefs defeated who?
San Francisco 49ers.
San Francisco 49ers is correct. Al.
Let's go NBA.
Yeah. All right. Let me shift. All right. Okay. 2020-21 finals. Milwaukee Bucks defeated who in the NBA finals?
Phoenix Suns.
Okay. For shits and giggles, do you know who the MVP was that year?
The year or the for the finals?
No, just that year, the regular season.
Oh, who was the MVP? Giannis.
That is incorrect. It was the Joker.
Oh.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask that. Jay.
NFL.
NFL. Let me scroll back. Okay. Oh, things killing me. Hold up. Got to go back and forth. Okay. Super Bowl 53, February 3rd, 2019, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. In the A, the New England Patriots defeated who?
The Rams.
The Rams, yes, sir. The New England Patriots defeated the Los Angeles Rams. Al?
Let's stay NBA.
NBA. All right. Let me shift over. Okay. 2019-20 finals. Los Angeles Lakers defeated who in the NBA finals?
Miami Heat.
The Miami Heat. Okay. Who was the NBA most valuable player that year?
Ooh, that was the bubble year. I'm gonna go Giannis that year. How about that?
There you go.
Okay.
All right, Jay.
Shit. Let me go NBA.
Okay, NBA. 2018-2019, the Toronto Raptors defeated who in the NBA Finals?
Golden State.
Golden State Warriors. By chance, do you know who the NBA MVP was that year?
Kawhi?
Close. It was the Greek Freak. Back to back.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Back to back, Giannis. Okay.
Back to back. Okay, Al.
All right, let me slide over to the NFL then. Let's see what the NFL got.
I just remember that was the year that Al said Kawhi was the best player ever for the year.
I thought that was the year before that. I said that. The year where he shut down LeBron. Wasn't that the year before that?
No, the year before that, Bron won the championship.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, Super Bowl 52, February 4th, 2018, U.S. Bank Stadium, Minneapolis. Okay. The Philadelphia Eagles defeated who in the Super Bowl? 10.
Patriots?
The New England Patriots. That is correct. Jay, on you.
Let me go NBA again.
NBA. All right. Let me shift over. Oh, this thing. Okay. 2017-2018 finals. The Golden State Warriors defeated who?
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
The Cleveland Cavaliers. By any chance, the NBA MVP?
MVP of that year.
Yeah.
Steph won it that year?
It was Mr. James Harden.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Fat James. Wow.
The beard. The beard. All right, who you got? What you got? What league?
Stay in the NFL.
NFL?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me go back. All right. Super Bowl 51, February 5th, 2017, NRG Stadium, Houston. Okay. The New England Patriots defeated who in the Super Bowl?
Them choking Atlanta Falcons.
Yes, sir. The Atlanta Falcons. You are correct. Jay,
Speaking
on
of
you.
Keon, we'll go NBA again.
NBA. All right. Where are we? Okay. 2016, 2017. Wow. The Golden State Warriors defeated who in the finals?
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Nice.
That's funny. All right. By any chance, Jay, the MVP?
Steph.
Mr. Triple Double himself.
Oh, Russ.
Russell Westbrook. That's right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Al, on you.
Let's go with the NBA.
NBA, let me go back over. I had already went to the NFL. Okay. Here we go. 2015, 2016. The Cleveland Cavaliers defeated who in the NBA Finals?
Golden State Warriors.
Golden State Warriors. By chance, your MVP.
Steph.
Finally, Steph Curry.
Right.
That was the 70 win season.
And that was the down 3-1 comeback too.
Yep.
All right, Jay.
Shit. Let's go NBA again.
NBA. Okay. 2014, 2015. The Golden State Warriors defeated who in the NBA Finals?
The Cleveland Cavaliers. I knew I was going to get this shit out, all of them.
Right. Damn, they was ruling the NBA.
Right.
Boy, they was running it. The Cleveland Cavaliers. By chance, Jay, the MVP.
Steph.
Steph, there you go.
Back to back.
There you go. Back to back. Al, on you.
Okay, this is where I'm officially reaching.
Okay.
So let's go to the NFL.
All right. Okay, we on Super Bowl 50.
Okay.
All right. Super Bowl 50, February 7, 2016, Levi's Stadium, Santa Clara, California. The Denver Broncos defeated what team in the Super Bowl?
Carolina Panthers. Okay.
Panthers.
Okay.
That is
Still
correct.
hanging in there. Still hanging.
On you, Jay.
I'm staying in the NBA. I got more
Okay.
chains. There's more chains, more links in this chain.
Gotcha. Okay. 2013, 2014. The San Antonio Spurs defeated what team in the NBA Finals?
The Spurs defeated the Miami Heat.
The Spurs defeated the Miami Heat. By any chance, MVP?
Bron.
Kevin Durant. The Durant.
The real MVP.
Durantula. All right, Al, on you.
It's tempting to stay in the NBA. But let's just, what the hell? Let's go to the NFL.
Okay, take your show to the NFL. All right, Super Bowl 49, February 1st, 2015, University of Phoenix Stadium, Glendale, Arizona. The New England Patriots defeated what team in the Super Bowl? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Saints.
The Seattle Seahawks picked
Oh, yeah.
Give it to Marshawn.
At the goal line. At the goal line. Yes.
the Marshawn Lynch debacle.
Yes.
All right, Jay for the win, man. What you got?
I'm going NBA. There's more links to this chain.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
All right. Let me get you. Oh, wow. One second. It's sorry about that. I don't know why butt's still up. Okay. Where am I? Okay. 2012, 2013. Miami Heat defeated who in the NBA Finals?
The San Antonio Spurs.
the San Antonio Spurs for the win. Jay, by any chance, the NBA MVP?
Bron.
That is correct. Jay is our winner. Al, value.
All right. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Game, Al.
Yes. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Good one, boo. That was fun.
Good trivia.
All right, I already got one in mind for y'all next week. Should be fun.
Okay.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, looking at it that way. Like, all these chains keep linking when Brown was in the East. Like, that's crazy.
Because, I mean, at one point, I was like, oh, he went to the finals, like, forever.
Right.
It's
like, just gotta, like, oh, yeah, I forgot about them 4 years in Miami. That shit keeps going. Yeah. But, yeah, man. Al, so, gotta end the show, man. You got any parting shots for me? Anything you want to share?
Nah, man, just it's fall. Appreciate this time of year, getting into the holidays, and it's a good time to celebrate. It's also, time where a lot of folks be feeling the pain of loss. So, everybody, just whichever way your day is going, try to show some love to the other person, man. Just that's where we at. We in crazy times, so just try to show some more love. That's where I'm at.
Absolutely. Pooh, you got anything for me? I know you said a couple weeks ago you hope you had some good news for us. So what you got for me?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that, man. So Keita and her sister jumped out there, man. Become entrepreneurs, man. They got them a box truck, man, and they're in the trucking business. I'm proud of them.
No doubt.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they doubled down and went out there and got it done, man. So proud of them.
Yeah,
go
ahead. Go ahead.
No doubt. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
So I was looking, at the chart and everything. So Braun got his first MVP in 2008, 2009, right? So he was the MVP or went to the finals from 2009 to 2017.
Right.
A decade.
Yeah. So he either won the MVP award or went to the finals or both.
Right.
For that long. That's
crazy.
That's ill.
That is ill.
Yeah, that's ill. I gotta tip my hat off to him. I'm not a huge Bron fan, but when respect is due, it's due.
It's like in 20 years, Kyrie will be on some show complaining about him.
He never gave me my
Right. Matter of fact, Kyrie done stepped it up. Be Kyrie, Dwayne Wade, and Anthony Davis. Kevin Love. All of them. Right. You have a whole starting five of complaining ass dudes who won rings off this guy. All of them will have dreadlocks. But yeah, man. Congrats again, man. Nikita and Kwanda. Proud of y'all. If I ever need some shit moved, I'm calling y'all. So there's a body in the trunk. Slide my way. Right. Oh man, I ain't got nothing crazy, man. Shout out to the Lincoln and his 12 and under, his 12U, 12 unlimited football team. Which I helped coach this year. They won the city championship. Got their rings, which you can't tell them they ain't 85 Bears. But yeah, they got their rings. They flashing all over social media, taking them to school, all kinds of stuff. But we ended up losing out in the state championship this weekend. So season's over. My maiden season as a youth football coach was fun, but I'm glad it's over. So waiting for next year. So shout out to Lincoln, man. He had a great season. So good, in fact, that I forget sometimes it's only his second year playing football. So, my I'm proud of that kid, man. So shout out Panthers.
That's what's
All
up.
right. Go Panthers.
Go Panthers.
Yeah, man. Well, that's all we got, y'all. Appreciate y'all for listening. Good show, guys, as always. This has been episode 207 of the Defy Life podcast. We'll talk to y'all next week. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy life.
Defy life.